Welcome back to Tearing It Up with Tony. Today we're going to be checking engine coolant on this 2007 Nissan Altima. It's fairly the same for most vehicles, so let's jump right into it. First, you'll need to pop the hood. Look under here for a latch that you can pull on and it will release the hood latch. Now there are two spots on the engine that you want to check for coolant. First, you have a coolant overflow reservoir, which you'll be able to identify because it will say coolant. There you go. It also says liquid refrigerant, but more importantly it says coolant. So take this cap off and look in there. We see a little bit of fluid down there. We'll have a fill marker on the side. You see it says minimum and maximum. You can usually shake this a little bit and kind of see where the fluid's at. It's definitely low. So let's top that off first. So what we'll do here is there's a max fill line right here. I will transcribe that mark to the front so it is easier to see. So that is our max fill line. Now I always recommend using the coolant that the manufacturer recommends. So this is Nissan brand engine coolant. This is a concentrate. You will find that by looking at the instructions on the back. Under the directions, it will say mix equal volumes of Nissan genuine engine coolant and demineralized or distilled water to create a 50-50 mixture. As you can see, I've already done that and I've labeled this jug as a 50-50 mixture. Sometimes you will get coolant and it will say on here that it is pre-diluted. Do not dilute. That just means that it's pre-diluted, and don't dilute it with water. It's good to go. You just go ahead and pour it right in. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our quick fill funnel. And we're going to fill it until we get to the fill line. And we're there. So you can see the fluid, or I can at least. Coolant is always colored. Sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's green, so that you can see when it's there. So in that light, you can see the green coolant is up to the fill line. Now if we pan over to the other side, you can see that it is also up to the max line. That's max. That's max. Now we'll close that reservoir cap. Make sure it's sealed tightly. There we go. Nice and snug. The next thing you're going to want to check is your radiator cap. A lot of these newer cars, it's actually not even on the radiator, but it's still a radiator cap. Now if your car is hot, wait for it to cool off. Wait overnight. If your car is not hot, go ahead and apply some downward pressure and then twist it counterclockwise. Go. Nice and easy. See down in here, quite dry. Not a good scenario. So we will go ahead and fill that all the way up with our coolant. This time I will be using the engine coolant funnel. It was actually specially made to fit in there. There we are. All the way to the brim. It's nice and full. I'll place this paper towel around to catch any spilling that happens when I place the cap back on. There we go. And you're good to go. That's all that is involved with checking your engine coolant. So that is essentially all that you need to know to check your engine coolant. Make sure that your reservoir is full to the fill line. Don't fill it all the way up. And make sure that your radiator cap is all the way full. Once you've done that, you can remove your hood prop and close your hood, and you're good to go. All right, so that's all you need to know to check your engine coolant. Make sure that your radiator cap is all the way filled up. Make sure that your reservoir is to the full line. Don't go beyond that. It could cause some coolant to go out of the overflow tube. Now, you also need to check your coolant every 6 months at a minimum. It doesn't matter if you have a brand new car. It's a good habit to get into. Familiarize yourself with the fluids that your car has, especially the engine oil and the engine coolant. Very important. That will elongate the life of your car, and it's a good investment to do. It only takes a few minutes to check. So do that. Also, if you find that your car is using coolant more than, say, a half a cup every 6 months, you might want to get that investigated to see if you have a leak. If it's less than a half a cup every 6 months, it's probably just boiling off into the atmosphere, which it's half water, so that'll happen. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again for another episode of Tearing It Up with Tony.